What's going on, Mike? This is Desmond Clark, former tight end of your Chicago Bears.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Halas Hall Report.
Defense has been playing too good. So I'm going to take the Bears in a rare shootout.
I mean, if that offensive line, we get some help for that one. In our draft and everything, we need to focus on our offense.
You know, he's going to be on a roll here today. I think he's at least going to have 2 sacks.
Welcome to the next episode of Halas Hall Report. How's everybody doing tonight?
Yep.
Good. Oh, good.
It's coming down to the last few episodes. We've pretty much got all of our coaches, for the most part, taken care of and everything. First topic I kind of want to talk about is Devin Hester. I believe he's going to be first ballot. I believe he's going to get it. I feel like he deserves it. Definitely for the return man. He's the most dangerous man to ever return it. And I actually loved it when he played. What do you guys feel about that? We'll start with Woody tonight.
If you're the best ever, there you go. First round, first ballot, done. That's all I got to say. All I got to say. That's all I need to say, really.
That's right.
Anything like to add to that, CJ?
I mean, he's definitely the best player that I've seen in my lifetime as far as watching Bears game from the time I was a kid until now. So it was definitely special watching him, and going to a couple of those games and actually, seeing what he can do live. I mean, it's just a great experience. I'll never forget it, but he definitely deserves, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, like you said, CJ, I was at that Giants-Bears game when he ran that missed field goal back. Yeah. Amazing.
I can remember a lot of times watching the game with Bill, and I told him it's never over. It's never over. We got a crappy offense, but we got a stellar defense, and Hester can return it at any time. And sometimes the defense and special teams would score more than the offense just to win.
He single-handedly, well, I won't say single-handedly, but the St. Louis game, right, in St. Louis, Monday Night Football, he wrecked that game. He wrecked the now infamous Cardinals game, the we are who they thought they were game. I mean, he's the first person in NFL history to take a Super Bowl kickoff to the house. Look at, if you're like Mike Ditka changed the tight end position, right? That's how he got in the Hall. Devin Hester changed the kick return, punt return position, and actually the NFL changed the rules a little bit to try to hamper him, and he still kept taking it. He literally changed that entire aspect of the game in the NFL. That alone gets you in the Hall, not just being the best ever at what you do.
Exactly.
Yeah. What are you laughing at, Billy?
Because of Packerville. That's a good one, Pack. Well, yeah, definitely Hester, man. I mean, like, going to the games there in them years, it's just like you had to get there early before kickoff because, you didn't want to miss it, man. I mean, I remember those games. It was like, you got to get in there, You got to get there for kickoff. It's just like, Hester, you want to see this. You want to see this run back, man. I mean, the guy was great. Like you said, first time Super Bowl, running it back. I mean, it was.
He did 6 returns for touchdowns in 1 year. 6.
Yes. It's beautiful, man.
He changed the rules of the game.
Exactly. I just remember the kickoff, and it was just like, oh, we got there. And you just watched him kick it out of bounds. It was just like, are you serious? Are you serious?
I know Torrey Holt got in the Hall, right? I'll always remember that St. Louis game. They showed Torrey Holt in the sign going, don't kick it to him. Don't kick it to him. Don't kick it to him. You kicked it to him, and he got a second touchdown. Mm-hmm. I mean, everyone in the place, Torrey Holt knew it. Everyone knew it. You kick him the ball, good luck.
Yep.
Anything you want to add, Samantha?
It was so fucking exciting, like, to wait and see what he was going to do and how he was going to run it back. And that sometimes, like that one where he just held it back there and just stood there for a minute, and everybody just stared at him, and all of a sudden he broke loose and ran it all the way back and scored points. It was amazing,
And you know what, though? It's not just the touchdowns, but his average field position he gave the Bears every time. I mean,
Right.
touchdowns the most ever, right? He's a KRPR goat for scoring, but the dude would always give you good field position. I don't think the Bears ever had bad field position when he caught a ball on a return. He always put him in favorable field position. I mean, so he should be a no doubter.
Definitely.
Mike,
Well,
where are we
like-
sharing this from? Because I'm not seeing it anywhere, so I can share.
It's everywhere. It's my Twitter, YouTube. It's in my page. NFL Huddle.
We should have made the playoffs a whole lot more with Hester, but we
Right.
had them Cutler years. We got the ball on the 40 and still had to we had to punt it off. We never got to score touchdowns.
But don't piss Ken off. That's Cutler. That's his boy.
I know. Hey, I hate Cutler, man.
I love
hate
Smoking
him.
Jay. I don't give
hate
a
him.
shit. He's funny.
It's on my regular profile. It's literally everywhere I can.
I'm looking. I'm not seeing it, but maybe my phone sucks. Hey, if Jay's watching, you hit me up because we'll Peloton together. I got you, boy.
Trust me, my other guys that are part of the defense, there's 3 of us. They both love Cutler. Me, I even got a picture of me with a sign talking shit to Cutler, and I remember Cutler, Johnny Knox gave him an elbow and looked at me and he gave me the finger. It's just like,
I love
I think
Cutler.
the sign was I thought we got rid of Rex Grossman or some shit like that, dude. It was great.
Well, forget Rex, but Cutler's hilarious, and he's tougher than people want to give him credit for. The dude was hurt all the time. I don't care.
He just tried to force it a lot, and he always made terrible decisions. Throw it away, don't throw it into double coverage.
Let's not get into that whole thing because when you have to throw because you're down 2-3 scores,
You're right.
You're going to force things.
You're going to make wild throws, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that was everyone knew what was coming and he had no choice, so he did what he could do. But his career numbers are better than a couple Hall of Famers. I'll just say that.
Well, that's just because they were down by 4 touchdowns, so garbage time, man. That's what I give it.
Right.
All those stats was all on garbage time. I know because I was there.
Yeah, you should get in. I
was there too.
Yeah,
it might be garbage time, but whatever.
Records.
As long as you guys know it was garbage time, but it's all right. So,
All right, let's get into our next topic. Just get it out of the way. We'll talk about it just for a few minutes. I've been seeing a lot of Devontae Adams posts about the Bears coming to the Bears. Just get it out your heads. It's definitely not going to happen. We have 29 roster spots, and he wants $30 million. I mean, should I say no more? Anybody else on the panel want to add to that? Or
well, he's not going to get $30 million, number one, but everyone, all these look.
That's what he's asking.
Every year, we get the Packer fans make the same argument. Well, the Bears, you guys don't need salary cap space. So and every year, what do? We get what we want, minus what the Packer fans say. So now this year, all the Homer fans, the Packers can't tag them. They don't have any space.
Right.
Dude, if Green Bay wants to make space to tag them, they're going to make space to tag them. And they don't have to franchise tag them. They can transition tag them and then get 2 first-round picks when some idiot team offers them 30. But, wait, no one's going to offer him 30 because, Mike, what's the tag number this year? You said it was $18 million?
For who?
If he gets franchise,
for who?
18, right?
16.
Who are you talking about? Robinson?
Devontae Adams?
No, Devontae.
16-3.
Yeah, so look, he will get
16-8. Sorry.
Yeah,
somewhere around 20, 22. He's not going to get 30. No one's going to pay him that. Robinson got 18 last year, and he's not going to get anywhere close to that this year because that was the franchise tag for him last year. Devontae, look at the Packers control him, and they'll make the space. Like the only way we get Devontae is if we sell the house to Green Bay. Selling the house.
We won't because we really don't have the house.
He's
And
not-
next to add to this, I feel like Allen Robinson has played his last ball as a Chicago Bears. I don't
Most
see a
definitely.
franchise tagging him for $21.6 million, I believe. It's just, I don't think it's possible. I think we release him. I feel like he's just going to go somewhere else.
However, if we don't have anyone else that we need to throw a tag on, I would transition tag Robinson so that when someone like Arizona goes to sign him, we get compensation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
say if
that's-
somebody
that's-
does it, then we have to give them what 16-3.
Transition tag works
Yeah.
different. There's no guarantee on it.
But that's still too risky, man. Because I don't know, man. I wouldn't do it.
I mean, it's if we have no one else, we're going to tag.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't see him tagging anybody, honestly. I don't
Tag
see
Hicks.
it this year.
Hicks, maybe.
Yep.
Possibly. That'd be the only player, I guess.
I don't know about Hicks, man. I think they're gonna pardon. I think they're gonna walk away from Hicks.
Hicks is done. Yeah, they didn't even have him be a freaking captain on that last week. They cut the ties already.
I think there was bad blood the last couple of weeks.
They
with
slapped him
I
in
don't
the
see the Bears
face.
sticking with him.
With the door.
Yeah, with the door. Fuck you, Woody.
A car door, nonetheless.
Since we're on the
No,
subject,
it was the building door.
since we're on the subject about re-signings here and there, I feel like a few people we could possibly keep for kind of cheap. I'm not sure what you guys think about Houston Carson
Yep,
coming back.
I like it.
I mean,
Yeah, we-
cheap for the position. He did play pretty well, even though our secondary did give up a lot of miscommunications, and we all agree on it.
Oh yeah.
But everyone think that's a good idea or disagree?
Yeah, they can
I
get
don't
it
mind
for
him.
cheap on a 1-year deal.
Yep.
Dan?
Agree.
Next person, I know Woody's going to like this one. He's probably going to agree with me too. It'd be nice if we could get Nichols.
My
He's
boy.
been a stud backup,
boy.
and every time he has came in, he's been playing well.
Yep.
Yep.
And we're moving to the 4-3 defense.
I was about to say the
and
4-3 we're moving.
we talked about that a little bit last week, I believe it was. But yeah, I kind of like it. It literally whamps everything. Our whole coaching staff, offense, probably our offensive playbook,
Hey,
now our defensive playbook.
Yeah.
That brings up an interesting point. I know we didn't want to talk about coaches, but the one coach that was notable today was a defensive line coach, which was Khalil Mack's defensive line coach when he was in this defense.
Travis.
Mhm.
Yep.
So, yeah, Nichols has been he's baller. We need to keep
Mhm.
For sure.
Definitely.
I
Definitely agree with that.
There's another one on my tree that I want to come back. He's an older guy. He used to play for the Giants. He came in. He Ogletree. I feel
Yeah.
like if we could get him cheap, it'd be another addition because I feel like we're going to cut Danny Trevathan. I
Well,
think
thank
Danny
God.
Trevathan's going to get
Thank
cut.
he can,
God.
Miller
He's
weak.
definitely gone. I just don't
Thank
think
God.
he's.
Hey, Ogletree played good.
Yeah.
I don't care what
Ogletree
anybody
did a
Yeah.
good job.
but he could cut. He could tackle. He can do everything. I mean, Trevathan was getting burned going across the middle by a tight end.
He
you
was
know
bad
he's
in
gonna be
coverage,
tremendous.
but he was real good on the run.
Oh
See,
yeah, yeah.
thing with Trevathan now, because with the defensive format change, it might actually help Trevathan if he plays weak.
He's weak, all right.
If he plays weak, Roquan plays strong,
Ugh.
and then Ogletree plays middle, that's actually not too bad.
Yeah, but I would risk throwing him out there. Not on every. I mean, if you could put him in as a substitution, then you might get away with some stuff. But no, I
If
wouldn't have him on every down. Not like that.
we're going to part ways, we need to wait till after June 1st, because if we cut him before June 1st, his cap hits $5 million. If we do it after June 1st, it's like 2.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
But he
I'll be
saves
sad to see him go, but Ogletree deserves to stay over Danny for sure.
$5 million.
It'd be only a 1 or 2 year deal, though. I feel like more of a 1 year than anything. But you never know these days. You really don't.
Well, it's like Peters, who came in at last year on the O line. Do we, it was a 1 year deal. Do we re-sign him for 1 more year? The guy's gonna be 40, but God, he was pancaking the hell out of people. So
Right.
When he wasn't getting hurt, yeah.
So yeah, that's true, Woody. But remember, he came in basically off the street and started right away. So you'd think he'd be in better conditioning this year than he started last year, which should mitigate some injury. But I wonder if either A, he's interested to play 1 more year, or if the Bears are interested to bring him back, if anything else, as insurance.
It's possible.
Good
What
point.
Like I
about
said, it's a whole new defense. We're in a 4-3, and it's all new system. You know, you never know.
No,
But
but
these
he's
guys might shine.
No, Peter's
Right.
on the line though. I'm talking.
Oh, Peterson. You're on Peterson. I'm still
But the only person that's going to kind of damage is Kalia. He's not used to a 4-3.
He played it before.
He did, but he's better in the 3-4. I feel.
Well, I mean, wasn't he an All-Pro as a defensive end?
That's what they played in Oakland when he was the
Right.
Raiders. A 4-3. That's when he was Defensive Player of the Year. Was in a 4-3.
Yeah,
Right,
Khalil Mack's not going to like when he has to put his hand down against the ground. When
Right.
He's not going to like that.
He's better standing up for sure.
Yep. He ain't going to like that.
I
That's
think
Not like
different.
Robert Quinn that he can do it. He could do it like he's doing push-ups on the ground. He loves that, but Khalil Mack putting his arm on the ground, forget it.
I mean, that's I think why they brought in the D-line coach they brought in because he ran the 4-3 with that D-line coach in Oakland, and he was Defensive Player of the Year doing it, putting the hand on the ground. But the thing, remember, he can always back up and he can go play strong side, move Roquan to the middle. There's so many different things they can do with the people we have on defense. Like with the 4-3, you can move him to a linebacker slot.
Yeah, but do we really want him running around chasing chasing tight ends?
He did it last. He did it in the 3-4.
Yeah, but how successful he was doing it.
I'm just saying with the amount of talent that our defensive front has, there are so many possibilities that you can shift and move Khalil around so much to make him very unpredictable, which may benefit him. And I think the defense benefits anyways because of Roquan. I think, look at Roquan's been a stud the last 3 years and no one knows about it. This, he put up better numbers than Urlacher in his first 3 seasons, and no one's even said his name. He hasn't been to a Pro Bowl yet he's got better numbers than Urlacher.
Well,
Under
honestly,
the radar,
I think
always
Ro
underrated.
got a lot of hate because he had a little bit of a mental breakdown last season, and everybody wanted to go crazy on him for that mental breakdown.
He didn't get in trouble. It was mental. He stepped away. He did the right thing. Did he have problems? Yeah, but he did it the right way. He wasn't
But
out
he
here
got a lot of
causing
hate
problems.
about it. Like it was negative
I-
in the press.
I never hated him. You can't always hear the press.
And his rookie year, he missed like a game and a half. Finished the season 3 tackles shy of Urlacher's rookie record, and he had missed a game and a half, and he didn't even get looked at for Defensive Rookie of the Year. The guy has gotten zero love since he got to Chicago from everyone outside of the NFL. In Chicago, we love Roquan. Everyone he doesn't exist. He's gonna be like knocking some heads, I think, this year. And
I'd give him shout out since his rookie year. Like he's led the team every year since his rookie year.
He's a baller.
And at the end of this year, next year, he deserved his big payday.
Yep.
Yeah.
If anybody gets it, he deserves it for sure. I hope they don't let him walk. I hope they do. But the last person on defense that possibly I think that could come back, or wide receiver, my bad, is Grant.
Yeah, I hope
He did great in special teams.
Yeah.
Made the Pro Bowl. I like the kid. Hopefully we can get him for cheap.
He gave us some good field position. We can get him for cheap.
And also with the wide receivers being slim, hopefully he can step up into a role and become a receiver in the slot or something.
Bowen expendable too. And cheaper than Tariq Cohen. So
I feel like Cohen is pretty much done in Chicago, unfortunately. I feel like I don't know why he didn't come back. He was supposed to be back in like week 8. I kept saying it. There was never any updates. Like there's still not an update. I still haven't found nothing.
Yeah, I think I told you guys during the season that he was still limping around that time. He wasn't.
See,
fully,
what
he
do
didn't
they
look fully
do? They released Nall, and Williams is a free agent. So now we only have Herbert and Montgomery. I'd say keep him if he's healthy.
Wait, they released Nall, but it doesn't mean they won't bring him back.
Right. Possibly. It'd be a better chance and cheaper move for the Bears to get him because obviously Herbert, we know he can be pretty decent, so he'd be a good backup. Excuse me. And Montgomery, I feel like he can carry the load. I feel like he's underrated too. Yeah, he got injured. Hopefully he can stay injured. We'll see this year.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay at running back. But I think Tariq Cohen, it's almost like Johnny Knox, and I love Johnny Knox. It did that. I remember watching that injury as it happened, going, "Oh my god!" And to his credit, he really held out to try to come back, but maybe Tariq Cohen got hurt so bad he can't come back if he's still
Possibly.
half later.
We didn't support
Possibly.
Knox like we did Miller, though. I mean, honestly, Knox got the short end of that stick.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He's still a fan favorite though.
He is.
Yeah, I miss Johnny. I miss Knox. He was awesome. What a great career he could have had.
Right. Next person I'd like to talk a few minutes about is wide receiver Damian Byrd. Think we'll actually bring him back since we're slim on receivers?
I'd keep him. Speed.
Yeah, he came on at the end of the year. I mean, it scared me in the beginning of the year, the way he was dropping passes. But, dude, that 2-point conversion when Nick Foles threw it to him in the back of the end zone, amazing catch. But, yeah, I would bring him back.
He reminds me of Rudy, man, fighting, trying to make the team, trying to make something of himself. You know what I mean?
I mean, when you guys think about for our free agents, minus A-Rob and Hicks, none of our other free agents should be huge money.
No.
Right.
And if we all think that basically A-Rob is gone, I think and there's some other money coming off the books too. The stupid website, the what's that website, Mike? The one that Bill uses. So I was tooling through it. We got some money on the cap that's showing up on there as hitting us. We have 30 million right now, but still 5 million from Red Rocket off of 1-year contract. That's still sitting there. It's like, well, wait a minute. So that some of that stuff will fall away, I think. I don't see why we can't sign Hicks, get a receiver, and re-sign anyone we want to of our remaining free agents if we want to keep them. We'll have money. I don't think that's going to be a problem for the Bears. I think the problem for the Bears will be trying to lure a top-flight wide receiver like LBJ or something like that to come play here because Justin Fields isn't enough. It's got to have there's got to be – we have to show a commitment to pass protection.
Well, we got a question that says, will the Bears fix the offensive line problem this season so Fields won't get hit so much this year? I think that's what we've been hearing, though, from the new GM and coaches, that they can clearly see that that's the problem and they want to fix it. So hopefully the answer is yes.
That's what we're hoping for. I mean, if they're going to spend any kind of money, I would say go spend some money on some offensive line. I mean,
we've been waiting on it for what, 10 years?
We got some running backs, but we need an offensive line to make it all work.
Yep, I would keep Hicks, and then I take all my other free agent money, and like Billy said, I hit up the O-line, signed 1 or 2, maybe about 1 or 2, the O-line, and then target wide receivers.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too today. The Devontae Adams shit. It's pissing me off because people are just stupid.
Yeah, they're not thinking.
The two receivers I can see maybe coming here would be Juju and maybe Lazard. I don't know, but that's what I was thinking about in my head today. That one of those two could be coming here. That would be a good pickup.
Juju, I can definitely see.
I seen that in the tweet to Lazard, and we talked about that weeks ago about Juju. I'd personally rather see Juju or possibly Mike Williams off the duo, but that'd be my 2 choices.
Everyone's making the assumption that Mike Williams is leaving Tampa. Is he? I mean, it's like, Beckham.
You mean Mike Evans?
No,
Mike Evans.
You mean from San Diego?
Chargers, Mike Williams. I said that right.
I'm sorry.
I'm on the right page.
Sorry.
but people are talking about.
I got hit in the head today. I just get messed up.
People are making assumptions that these guys are leaving their teams. Like, the only one of the big receivers I could see maybe not resigning might be Odell Beckham Jr. because he may be one of those guys that the Rams want to resign for next year, but just can't. Either that or they're going to keep him and drop Woods, which then that makes him available to maybe be an option for us. But I mean, dude, first thing I want to leave their team or not get franchise tagged. So until tags come out, we see who's tagged and who isn't, right? Then it really kind of makes a lot of these little clickbait articles moot.
But if Odell wins the Super Bowl, why I don't know why he would just leave and go to another team.
Right. I don't see him doing that either.
It's a 1-year deal. So when this deal ends, if the Rams don't have the money to sign him, because he's a luxury item right now, him and Von Miller are luxury items, right? They did this whole sell out, twin it all this year. Now, if OBJ says, "Look, you don't have to pay me much," then yeah. But if they're stressing on their cap, do you keep Von Miller or do you keep Odell Beckham? I keep Von Miller 9 times out of 10. So that would make him available because either that or, okay, I keep Odell Beckham, but now I'm dropping Robert Woods, which, okay, that's good for a lot of teams out there too. So they might have to make a decision about which one do we keep, because they kind of have the Tampa Bay effect, right? Tampa Bay had 3 phenomenal wide receivers. They were able to keep all 3 coming into the season because people were willing to take less money to stay there. So if they can get some restructuring done, if they win Sunday, then yeah, then none of those guys are on the market.
They're not winning.
Some big ifs.
But before we move on to this weekend, let's talk about one more topic. I want to talk about a free agent. I'm not sure if they will. I hope they do, but I feel like they won't re-sign him. He's been around with the team for a long time, and that's our punter, Pat O'Donnell.
Pro Bowler. Hey,
I think we'll keep him.
Player of the year.
But with the money that we have, do you think we can?
What was his last pay raise, Mike? He doesn't get that big of a pay raise at all, ever.
Right.
You know about punters and long snappers? They'll stay in your team for 16 years, but they'll never command massive contracts. They're just like, you know what? I'm going to be here for 18 years, so give me like $1 million, $2 million, and I'm good because I have a low-stress job that's easy. I don't get hurt. I still have my body when I retire. So those guys usually take less money. And they
1.4?
What now?
You think
That's
they'll
what he
give
got?
him like 1.4? Because if
Yeah,
you look at the numbers without them getting any more cap room, I mean, there's not a lot of money to throw around.
What's he making this year?
Right.
I'm not 100% on it, but with 29 players with
Right,
30
but-
million, that's not but $1 million a player. So, I mean,
Let's say he made 1.2 for sake of argument. You could probably get him for another 5 years at an average cost of, with a small markup every year. So 1.3 this year, 1.4 the next. So I mean, he's low density on a cap, and look at he's solid, he's proven, and we don't want to go through another kicking carousel with the punting position like we did at place kicking, do we?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what you do when you get rid of a known punter, right? When Ray Guy retired, the Raiders had a hard time, right, for years, and then Seabass had to do both for a while. But I mean, you kind of gotta, if you've got a good punter, they never make big money. He's low cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was he actually ranked last season as far as his numbers, as far as punters?
That's a good question. I don't know without looking up. I can tell you from watching games, though, I never felt like, oh, crap, he put us in a bad position with a punt. I mean, I think he may have shanked one all year, which wise is pretty better than. So, I mean, without knowing his ranking, I'd say he did his job. I would say his average was probably, at least 50 yards?
Well, I said a couple of shows. I said a couple of shows that he was player of the game. So
Yeah.
I think he did a hell of a good year.
and back to the Pat O'Donnell, he made almost 1.1.
Yeah, so he's cheap.
So he's fine. He's attainable.
Yeah,
Okay.
1.2, 1.25, somewhere around there.
Right.
I mean,
He's not
small
going
part.
anywhere.
Yeah, he's not going.
That's all right. Even if they do go, with all our changes and Justin Fields and we get in the line, we're going to be scoring touchdowns and kicking field goals. We're not going to worry about punting. We're just going to blow everybody out of the water.
And what's all welcome, Billy the Homer.
Yeah. And Mike, how old is Pat?
Pat,
But I got to believe, man. I got to trick myself in.
46.2
Hey, April's
yards.
coming around the corner. I got to pay my season tickets, dude. I got to convince myself, to give them my money.
Yeah.
I love
what
it.
I see right here, he's 30.
So, dude, he's got like a good more. I bet they'll give him a multi-year, 4 or 5 year deal easy. Kickers are only guys you could probably give an 8-year deal with, and not everyone go, oh my god, an 8 year.
Well, he don't get hit; he's just kicking.
Yeah, so he'll get a multi-year with small increments, up to 5 years. He'll go up, 50 to 100K a year, and he'll be like, bet, because it's easy money for punters.
So this
All right.
weekend,
Yeah, dude, we got to start doing those fake punts, man. Hopefully he's working his arm out for those passes.
As long as they work.
Hey,
You'll
we gotta
yell at
try-
him
hey,
if it doesn't.
hey,
Be like, that was stupid.
hey, Bill, we got to try it first, see if it works.
True.
It better be in preseason.
I know the home and away schedule just came out recently. We don't know the dates or anything like that. I kind of like the schedule. It's a little on the weaker side. I usually don't say my predictions or anything, but I'm guessing at least a 9-win season next year.
Woo.
I thought we weren't doing this, Mike.
Yeah, I decided that I was.
There's some teams on there that are going to be interesting next year.
Yeah,
Eagles be interesting. Yeah. Cowboys are going to be interesting.
Yeah,
be interesting.
I think the Giants is going to be interesting with the coach that I wanted on Chicago. So we'll see.
I think a lot of people wanted him on Chicago.
Absolutely.
Hey, the Commanders, they weren't really that bad of a football team this year. So they're going to be interesting.
And San Fran with all their coaching changes and stuff, that's going to be an interesting game.
We get to see Lovie Smith come back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Graybeard?
That's all right.
I love him with the gray beard.
I love it too. It looks good.
I'm glad he's getting a second opportunity.
Yeah,
right.
But they gave him a shitty deal, a 1-year deal, right?
He'll be rare away coaches. They'll actually get applause when they announce his name.
Oh yeah, he'll get applaud.
Yeah. And hey, maybe I'll get to go to the Atlanta game this year because that's only 6 hours for me.
No, you're going to come up to the Giants game, Ken.
I'm not coming to.
I'm debating the Giants or the Jets.
Well, I'm going to both, probably.
All right, because I know I'm already planning on Dallas.
Dallas is only about an 8-hour drive.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to Dallas.
Cowgirls.
Yeah,
I'm
Billy,
going.
let me
I
know
think
what game
I'm
you're
going to go to
in
Giants
Jersey.
and Jets.
That's what we don't know. We're trying to figure out Giants or the Jets. We don't know which one we're going to.
Well,
I
like
think
I
it
was
might be
telling
both.
Mike,
We gotta
Mike,
look
they
at the
might-
times. When the times come
Yeah,
out.
but I want to see like Bart and Justin and Jose.
That's why
I'm
we're
thinking about
going. We
out
just
there
don't know
for
which
that,
one,
yeah.
Jets or the Giants.
That's who I tailgated with Bart a couple of years ago. The Giants Bears game.
Yeah,
I love
both
Bart
right
and
there.
Justin and Jose,
So what do
all
you-
of them. So
At your house?
Huh?
Is everyone staying at your house for that?
No.
You see his face?
He's
Hell no.
He keeps telling me to come up there, but now I can't stay at his house. So I'm like,
No, but you said everybody go to his house.
That's right.
Yeah, you can,
We're
Ken.
Bears fans. We're allowed everywhere.
Especially when you come up for the Slipknot concert.
you coming to my house for the pool party? No, y'all too scared to drive to Indiana.
Indy, what?
Might get lost
Okay,
in the
Samantha.
sticks.
Here. Samantha, roles reversed. Would you drive 10 hours for a Super Bowl party?
I'm already driving a PA next month.
I'm talking the Super Bowl party.
Well, I'm hosting one, so
That's what I thought.
I'll
See,
drive
it's-
10 hours to get to
I-
Miami, get on a cruise ship to wave bye-bye.
yeah.
But yeah, Billy, like I was telling Mike, that San Francisco did it 2 years ago. They played the Giants and Jets consecutive weeks, so they just stayed in New York. Telling Mike that San Francisco did it 2 years ago. They played the Giants and Jets.
What do you mean?
Who's watching
Mike,
Somebody
on their phone? Somebody's
Yeah,
watching
me.
on their phone and getting the replay.
Like,
God damn it.
Watching.
Mike's
Hey,
And me.
I can hear my beautiful voice every day. I don't need it.
That was
you know,
Woody. He wanted
repeated.
to hear himself. So what do we got for this weekend?
Super Bowl, Bill.
Yeah, I know that. What's everybody going with?
I like the Bears.
Oh,
The
that's
Bears.
golden.
I-
Put
I-
Madden back on.
I just like the Rams. I think. I mean, I said 34-27, but I think it's going to be 10 points or more. I really do.
I'm thinking 34-24. We're looking at 2 turnovers on the Bengals side. Unfortunately, I'd like the Bengals to win, but the Rams are going to profit off of those turnovers and win.
But like I said, there's a couple things like Stafford can't be the Stafford at the end of the year how he was. Playoffs, he was good, but not at the end of the year. Cam Akers has to hold on to the ball, can't fumble, and Ramsey can't lose his head.
Yeah.
Because
I had
most likely Ramsey's going to be on either Chase or Higgins the whole game. Probably Chase.
CJ probably has the scores written down, but I had the Rams by 10.
Me too.
8 or 10.
I can't remember your score, man. I can remember Woody's, but I can't remember yours for some reason.
I had him by 10.
Number.
30
I was
Anybody got the Bengals to win?
34-27.
But really, this game can be over early if that defense starts off on fire. If that Rams defense comes out and starts getting to Burrow in the first quarter, it could be over by midway through the second. The Rams have that kind of game-wrecking potential on defense, and since he doesn't,
I don't know.
I don't know. I think the stat was when the Bengals played the Chiefs twice this year and beat them twice, they only gave up 3 points total in the second half for both of those games to Kansas City. So they're a second half
who
team.
The Bengals had to go through to get to where they're at, and they had to be in everybody's stadium. And hey, just like this one, this is a home game to these guys. But last year we already had that, and they won. This year it ain't gonna happen, dude.
So
who day's gonna win that, and it's not gonna be high.
Yeah, you said who day?
Who day?
I said this the other day on CJ.
Hey, I had a request tonight. We don't have any Bengals people on here, but I had a request tonight to know what that shot was that they were passing out at our tailgate when they came out.
Oh, that was delicious. I know that.
Yeah, but what is it? Because I got some people who want to recreate it cheering for them this weekend.
Don't matter. Just it was delicious.
Okay.
Delicious.
I give a lot of credit to the Bengals. They fought a lot of people, like Woody said, like in their house, and they beat some tough teams to get there. Yeah. It's definitely going to be a shootout, I feel like. I just think the Rams got a little better defense than the Bengals, so I think the Rams will win it 35-28.
I think if the Bengals are winning at halftime, since they're that second half team, like the Bears, Mike, how they make adjustments at halftime.
Absolutely. None all year.
My ass. But anyway, I think if Bengals are winning at halftime, it could be a different outcome.
Bengals all the way.
Possibly.
Bengals 22, Rams 14.
You think they're only going to score 14?
Yeah,
it's not going to be a big one. The Cincinnati's going to stop them. I'm telling you.
You think so?
I think the
Rams are going to have problems.
Hey, Billy, when the Rams go up 17-0, I'll mess with you.
That's 17-0. It ain't going to happen.
Let's welcome David. He's a Lions fan. Let's hear what he's got to say about the Super Bowl.
Hua?
How we doing, folks?
Hua?
Free service.
Not a problem. Anytime.
Are you still doing that COVID testing?
Yep. Been doing it now for, almost 3 years.
Damn.
So what do you think about the Super Bowl this weekend?
I'm half inclined not to watch it, to be honest.
Why? Because of Stafford?
Well, part of it, honestly, I'll say the same thing. I don't know if anyone follows what I just put on Facebook, but I fucking have triggered a hell of a lot of Lions fans because, in essence, I pretty much put out there, I was like, listen, I don't mind Lions fans rooting for Stafford. That's fine. Casually rooting for a guy like Stafford, great. The guy's a stand-up quality player. He's put a lot of effort in. He's a good quarterback. Great. But my issue is when you have Lions fans that want to become bandwagon Rams fans and they're buying these Detroit Rams shirts, the dual Lions Rams Stafford jerseys. It's like, dude, that's going too far. Like, you got fucking Lions fans right now that are thinking, oh, if Stafford wins, he's going to fucking be winning for us. It's like, really? Is he bringing the trophy back to Woodyard Avenue for a victory parade? I don't think so. Last time I checked, Lions quarterback is Jared Goff, not Stafford. So I think your priorities are mixed up. But
hey, you don't think you'll pull a Chris Chelios and bring it to remember when Chelly won the cup with Detroit, you brought it to Wrigley. You don't think you'll bring the Lombardi to a Tigers game next year?
No, I don't think the Rams are going to let that happen, honestly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you're talking about the Super Bowl and we're taking this from an objective point, like, the offenses, in my mind, they're evenly stacked. I don't care what anyone says. Joe Burrow has proven throughout the entirety of the playoffs, do not count him out in any circumstance. Literally every single game in the playoffs, they have come back in the second half and beaten their superior opponents every single time. Now, the biggest question is what's going to happen on the defense, because the Rams have a much superior defense. When you've got Von Miller, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey on that defense, you've literally got all three levels covered up with some sort of a superstar.
Oh, you forgot Leonard Floyd.
Yeah, Leonard Floyd he's a good player, but he's not a superstar in my opinion. He's almost there, but he's not quite there yet. Point being is, if you look at the defenses between the Bengals and the Rams clearly have a much better defense. The question in my mind is going to come down to whose defense can stop the offense. When we talked about when we saw the Broncos and the Seahawks, their defense was clearly better than the Broncos, even though the Broncos had a better offense, in my opinion. And that's why the Seahawks freaking routed the Broncos in that Super Bowl. Again, I agree with a lot of people. I think it's going to have the potential for a shootout. It's really, in my mind, going to come down to who has the ball last.
Cool.
We will see.
I was going to have a segment on the Pro Bowl, but I don't know about you guys, but the Pro Bowl is like, it's like a joke.
What do you mean the
It's
two-hand
touch.
football?
Hey,
They should start putting flags on. That's about it.
If they put flags on, it'd be more entertaining.
Right.
Probably.
Hey,
It's not even
Kamara had the hardest hit in the Pro Bowl.
Even after the Pro Bowl.
That was before the Pro Bowl.
Man, I was looking back at 10 years ago, just watching Pro Bowls, and I'm like, man, this was exciting. This was nice. When they smoked somebody, just smoked them, and it was legal. Now it's like, what are they even doing?
You know what? They kept replaying that Sean Taylor hit in the Pro Bowl. I just keep watching that, and he fucked him up.
But the Pro Bowl, I feel like, should mean something, kind of like the World Series kind of deal. Whoever wins the previous year, it's in an AFC or NFC stadium, depending who wins.
Right.
Well, the bad part is the Pro Bowl used to mean something to players. It was a prestigious honor to go to the Pro Bowl and play the rest of the best in the NFL. Now it's a fucking joke. You've got these freaking, I don't even want to call them competitions. You got pro football players playing dodgeball in freaking Hawaii. Like, come on. How does that have anything to do with freaking football?
Again, dodgeball would probably be more exciting.
Well, that's my whole point. It's like players used to go to the Pro Bowl to exhibit their talent, that they were amongst the best in the NFL. It actually meant something to be selected to go to the Pro Bowl. Now it's like, what the hell ever. Nobody really cares.
Well, you might as well just take away the offensive, defensive linemen and just go 7-on-7.
Well, look at some of these guys.
There's no running.
Well, it's like, why run anybody? You can't touch them.
Exactly.
Well,
Two-hand, you're down. 1 yard. Good shit. Good D.
They run up the middle. It's like, hey,
go, and they turn it down. Hey, you've made the Pro Bowl. Woody, you're going to the Pro Bowl. You've been selected. My body takes too much trauma during the I'm taking the week off.
Yeah, but it used to be meant something. It was an honor. Now it's really not.
Now it's like I don't get enough to do.
It hasn't been an honor to go to the Pro Bowl, and I'd say almost a decade. Like, the only reason the Pro Bowl is still around for the players is so that way they can use that as leverage at contract time. Hey, I got voted to the Pro Bowl. I should get more money at contract time. Other than that, it's a joke. It's like, dude, nobody watches the Pro Bowl anymore because it's not a meaningful football game. It's not fun to watch.
I personally like the competitions they have, and it's on TV. That's what I like.
Yeah, the day before the game is more fun to see, what they can do.
That skills competition is a joke, too.
Welcome to Halas Holland Park, Darcy. Bear down, buddy.
Hey,
don't take off the helmet. Put it back on. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
And right here.
No, his name's not Darcy. It's 2023.
At the same time.
Put that helmet on.
Okay, I'll put the helmet on first.
No, I'm talking to Ken.
Yeah, no, this guy right here made the Pro Bowl awesome, but at the same time, he made him not want to play it anymore. And that's Mr. Sean Taylor.
Listen. The Detroit Lions will win the Super Bowl in 2023.
23.
Darcy, as much
Darcy.
as I'd love to support you on that, I can't go with you there. I'll
Darcy,
say they make
not,
the
not
playoffs,
hey Darcy,
but I don't
not
think
with
they're winning the
Jared
Super
Goff.
Bowl.
You're not.
Hey,
You
I
made me
see,
spit
I
my damn
see,
water.
I see somebody signed that. Who signed it? It looks smudged.
Oh, yeah, no, I got Jason Hand. Oh, hang on. Yep. Corey Hilliard. Corey Hilliard. There, and then I got Joink Bell. Joink Bell, remember Joink Bell? Oh.
Yeah, I don't like
Then
him.
I got Jason Hanson right here. Jason Hanson right there, number 4.
Best player on the helmet so far.
Yeah.
No, well, he's Hall of Famer. And then I got 74, a whole bunch of no-namers.
See, I had eyes for that signature. I seen it.
I know. So I was just trying to pump you
I
guys
don't
up
know.
here because I really realize the Bears, you guys are going through a bad road. You're going through a new GM. You're going through a new coach. Like,
As if we're
I think
anywhere
you guys
safe.
going 0-17 here.
Thanks for making me spit my water.
Okay, Darcy. Darcy,
Are you
calm
serious,
down.
Darcy? Are you serious? Because I'll
He's taking
definitely
David,
put some
David,
kind of
David,
wager
David.
on that.
Pike, how can they go 0-17? I think they're on the right path.
What's up, players?
What is your cap and how many free agents you got?
Have you been
And I-
tuning in? We got 29 players with roughly $30 million. Have you been watching?
Darcy, hold on here, my man. Hold on.
We rebuilt
I'm a
this 4
Lions
years
fan
ago, and
just
the
like
Lions
you,
still couldn't beat us.
But the Bears are not going 0-17. The Bears
No.
aren't doing that.
Well,
The
as
Bears
long
have
as we
got
play the
they've
Lions.
got way too much cap space to be able to go 0-17. Now, do I think the
But
Bears make the playoffs this year? No, but are they going to win a handful of games? Absolutely. They're not going to be 0-17. There's no chance of
How
that
many
happening.
times can you fuck up the draft like that? You've picked ahead
Hey,
for
hey, Darcy.
Trubisky.
How many times
Darcy,
are
You screwed the pooch there. You screwed the pooch with Trubisky, and then you brought.
You
Khalil
always
Mack
saying
to
the
have
bad
CD
stuff. What
Lamb.
about the good guys? What about
Hold up.
Roquan Smith?
You don't
How
want to
about
talk
the
Oh,
about
he's
sweep
it.
of the
coming up on a
Lions this year?
contract year. You're gonna have to pay the man.
Oh,
Hey,
we'll pay
Right,
him
but
when
it's
it
always the
Hold on a second.
negative. It's never
got- hold on,
positive. We
hold on
got
a
some
second.
good. Go ahead, Ken.
Hey, Darcy, you want to make a wager on the Bears being 0-17? I mean, you've
Nope.
got Sigs. I've got
He said
Sigs.
no.
I'll throw up a Roquan Smith authentic.
Hey,
To that-
Darcy, I still have Hey, Darcy, I still have the broom from this year. Oh, where'd he go?
He said
He
no
quit.
because
He
he knows
left.
the Lions got to play the Bears.
I was going to
and
show
those
him
are
the
two wins
broom when
right
we
here
swept
for
the
us.
Lions this year.
He's
I
still
wanna
he's still
show
in
him the
he's still in
broom.
the chat. He just stepped off camera, but
He's
no.
still upset about
What are
the
you guys talking
Thanksgiving
about?
Day game.
Oh, Darcy made a statement that the Bears would go 0-17, and I quickly told
What
him,
an
no,
idiot.
that's not happening.
What an idiot.
He was
Hey,
talking
I was like,
about how
dude,
bad
that's
we've
not
been
gonna
since we had to
happen.
get
That's right.
GMs, but the Lions still can't beat us.
You know, they call us, hey, Green Bay fans call us the biggest haters, but they're the ones that always hate on the Bears.
Honestly,
Uh-oh.
here's the thing. Like
Uh-oh,
I
Joe's
said,
out of Hooters.
like I said, the biggest thing is that the Bears, they're not going to go to the playoffs, but they're going to win a handful of games. It would not
Shut
surprise
up.
me
They're
if the
going to the
Bears-
playoffs, you bums.
No, they're not.
Yes,
There's not
and
a
we're going to get
chance.
Devontae, baby.
Oh,
No,
No,
Joe.
you're not.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not one of those guys, are you?
Joe.
Joe,
outta
live in the
here.
world of realism and not in Fantasyville.
Yeah.
No,
You guys
Joe, I got a question for you, Joe. Are
Devontae
we
is not
are
going
we
to
gonna
follow
are we
Aaron
gonna
Rodgers,
franchise
because he knows
tag
Aaron
him?
Rodgers is average.
Are we gonna franchise tag him for $21.6 million?
Yes.
How? Tell me how.
No.
Easy. We basically. What do you mean how? What are
I
you, a
wanna
freaking
know.
Indian? How?
No, how?
How? What the fuck?
We got 29
Yeah.
players to sign with $30
Right,
million.
and
You tell me
don't we have a
how.
lot of guys that are in free agency, or am I high?
29.
So then why can't we just trade a bunch of people and just make that deal happen?
Hey,
So wait a minute,
Hey.
Joe. Hold on here.
What the
You're
fuck?
telling me you want to
Why
throw
go
out the baby
17?
in the bathwater just to bring in one player? It takes a
Wait,
whole team
what?
to
Wait,
win a game.
whoa! Time out. Baby water? What?
Dude, it's an expression. Again, act like an
But-
adult instead of a high-ass
But
child.
if you look at the math, though, Joe, we roughly have
Talking
$1 million per person to spend.
Yeah, I got you. I got you, but it still can happen.
No, it can't. Not unless you find a way to make the cap numbers work. It's
Yo,
not
bro,
gonna
let me tell you
happen.
something. Can't means won't. There's no such thing as can't. It can happen.
Hey, David.
It won't happen.
Hey, do you have any DDR packets and piss test kits where you're at? Because we have 2 individuals on this chat that we need to administer.
Dude, if I was to administer those tests to them, they would be fucking hot within 1 second and probably be finding themselves going to jail.
Former
melt the
company
cup.
commander here, brother. So I'll read the statement as their commander. You administer a test, and we'll just DDR them right out.
Yep, pretty much.
It's
Okay,
But no,
so,
here's
that makes sense.
the point is that the Bears have a lot of guys that they have to bring back, or they have to bring somebody in to replace them. Yes, you guys have a lot of cap space. That's great. But that means you got to find.
Is that a Green Bay fan talking?
Nope, Lions.
Oh, he
It's
shouldn't
actual-
even fucking be in the room. Shut up.
It's open mic.
Yeah, so keep going.
He's actually probably knows more football than you,
I'm listening.
technically.
I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm going to laugh soon.
The point is that the Bears have 29 free agents that they either have to re-sign or they have to find somebody else to bring in. Okay, you got $30 million in cap space. Again, that means you're going to be able to probably bring about half of those back and still have room for your draft class. There's no way, unless you can either spread out the cap hit for Davante Adams over the years, which let's understand something here. Davante Adams is 29, almost about to hit 30. You're not going to want to sign him to a multi-million-dollar contract for multi-years. You want it that's more safe and more cap-friendly for the franchise. And again, there's nothing that says that Davante Adams is going to want to come play for Chicago in the first place.
Well,
you
David,
first have to get that decision.
A couple of those free agents, though, are guys who are not coming back. Red Rock.
That's true. That's true.
Rock, he's not coming back. And right now, $5 million of his contract from last year is on the cap, which will drop off 1 June. So that $30 million is going to expand. Some other guys who'll fall off is Graham is going to fall off when he officially he'll fall off.
And that's true. And there's going to be fluctuation based upon if they're pre or post June 1 cuts. And I understand that. It's the same thing with the Lions right now. Everyone's talking about when we're going to cut Trey Flowers. It's going to be after June 1st because chances are it's going to make a bigger cap increase than what we've got right now. I'm just simply saying that because of the amount of spots you've got to fill, plus you've also got to take your draft class into consideration, trying to sign a big-name target like Davante Adams, it's going to be a little tricky.
Well, like cutting Trevathan, which we all think Trevathan's going to get cut. If we cut him post June 1st, we save like $10 million by waiting till June 1st. It's $12 million if we cut him before, but it's only 2.5 if we cut him after. So I think a lot. I mean, and look at the teams. You know, someone will say, "Well, the Packers are $50 million over." Look at when the Packers will find cap space if they need to re-sign Davante because that's what these GMs do. Aaron Rodgers is a $47 million cap hit. You're not telling me they can't restructure half of that away? Sure, they can. They're gonna. Most Packer fans seem to think that Ladarius Smith is gone. In fact, most Packer fans think both Smiths are gone. Well, Ladarius is like 15, 18 mil himself. So, I mean, a lot of teams, and Rob, hey, brother, haven't seen you in a bit. What's in all our
What's up, Major? How's it going?
It's going, brother. But like the Vikings in the same boat. You know, all the Vikings don't have money. The Vikings got money. All our teams have money because they know how to move money around effectively within league guidelines to retain whoever they want to retain and sign whoever they want to sign.
That salary cap, that salary cap.
Is,
that salary cap is a myth, you guys. Everybody wants to get wrapped around the axle about the salary cap. The bottom line is you can convert whatever you want to a signing bonus that doesn't count against the salary cap and then restructure contracts every year if you need to. Yeah. They'll get the people they want to get. Trust me. The big question
but
is,
the thing is by doing that, all you keep doing is moving the cap space from 1 year over to the next, and you keep inflating it, which then winds up doing what the Saints are in at $70 million over the cap. Eventually, you're going to have to pay the piper.
Yeah.
You only can't roll so much.
No, David, you're correct in one aspect, but it all depends on how you do it with dead money left over. The dead money is what you have to look at on cap space.
Yeah. Yeah,
converting, but again,
this doesn't create dead money. Your dead money is when you cut people that you signed for a 3-4 year contract. That's where most of your dead money comes from. Or like when Brees retires.
You're right, Ken. You're right.
That leaves dead. You know, when Drew Brees retires, that leaves dead money on the books if he had a year left on his contract. If Rodgers retires, he screws the Packers because that's $46 million in dead money that they can't restructure. They can't do jack with. It's dead. So that what you're saying on dead money is right, but that's only if you're making a lot of signings where you're cutting them, or they're hiring before you have a chance to restructure, or they hit completion of contract.
Right. If you got several guys that are approaching retirement, and those contracts are laden heavy, and that's what you're looking at. And I would say, in terms of Minnesota, the only ones you're looking at is possibly Harrison Smith on a retirement, and he's going to play for somebody. Trust me. Anthony Barr, I think it was a mistake bringing him back on this next deal from the Jets, anyways, because he is underwhelmed. Yeah, he's made some plays here and there, but he's underwhelmed. You can tell Eric Kendricks is getting old on defense. Minnesota's offense is set. That's why I like the fact that we're bringing Kevin O'Connell in as a head coach. But the defense, there's a lot of question marks there. Danielle Hunter.
Defense have declined.
Okay, I have a question, if I may. If I may. I don't want to change the subject, but I know this is a Bears show. Does anybody have the schedule in front of them? Who do you guys play? Because I know we, as a Lions fan, we don't have a very tough schedule. Do you guys
Our schedule
play?
looks better than previous years. Obviously,
We
we
don't-
don't have dates yet, but we have.
NFC East and the AFC East.
Hold on,
Texans,
I'm pulling it up for you,
Niners.
Darcy.
It's right here on the
There you go.
screen. There you go,
Okay.
boss.
Let's go game by game. Detroit against Minnesota.
We're gonna beat the Lions. We're gonna beat the Packers. We're gonna beat the Vikings.
You'll beat the Lions maybe once. You'll beat the
Should I keep
Lions
going?
once. I'll give you that.
Aside from a miracle, no, you're not. So let's be realistic. There's a lot of ifs and buts in here because we don't know.
Sure.
We don't know if Rodgers
Eagles
and
are gonna be a
Adams
good
are going to
team.
be back on the Packers. That hinges a lot on things.
Yeah.
We don't know if Cousins will be back on the Vikings. That hinges a lot on things. But the things that came out today looks like Cousins will be on the Vikings. So for the Chicago Bears schedule, if we think that Rodgers is gone, but Cousins stays, which is what it's looking like right now today, and that could change tomorrow. But the Chicago Bears facing the Lions at home. I still think the Lions beat you. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be insultive here. I think you guys got Green Bay. There's no fucking way you're beating the Vikings if they have Cousins. The Eagles, that's a tough one because they're in hell right now. I'm going to call that a win for the Bears. The Washington Commanders now, I guess.
Oh, Commando.
Jeez,
Commandos,
I mean,
Commandos.
how dumb is that? But
Commandos.
anyways, their defense is super ass solid. Their offense is nothing to talk about. I think that's a win. The Bills, you're getting killed. The Dolphins, they will kick your ass. The Texans, you're beating them.
Yeah.
The Niners, we'll see once what happens in the offseason with Jimmy G and everything else. I think that one could be close. That could be really close. Now, away games. You have a chance to beat the Lions, but you're behind the power curve. I think the Lions sweep you guys this year. The Packers, if they lose Rodgers and Adams, I think you guys got them no matter what. If they don't lose Rodgers and Adams, yeah, you're in trouble. Vikings, you're not beating us. Dallas.
He's very confident.
Dallas,
I like it.
Dallas
It's a new
is
year.
interesting because Dallas is emotionally drained and just a dumpster fire. I'm going to say that you guys go into Dallas and pull off an upset. The Giants, that's an easy win for you. The Patriots, that's going to be a hard-fought battle, but Mac Jones will end up pulling it out. The Jets, that's a joke. You guys win that. And the Falcons, you never know what they're going to do from year to year. I mean, I'll almost say you pull off an away victory for the Falcons.
Hey,
Rob, they play three East Coast teams: New York, Patriots, and Jets. They should just fucking stay right out there.
They probably
not even fucking leave.
So what I'm hearing, Rob, is what you're saying
Now?
is the Bears would roughly win about 5 to 7 games then, based upon the schedule in your mind.
I think 5 to 7 is very fair, and I would tend towards the upper. I would say a 7-win schedule.
10-6.
No, not a chance.
So
Not a chance in hell.
I don't see 10 wins in there for you guys. I'm sorry.
Well,
It-
And
Rob,
I'm being
well,
object-
like you,
I've got nothing against the Bears. My best friend, some of my best friends, the best man at my wedding was a Bears fan. I've got nothing against you guys. Trust me. I do not see 10 wins in there.
his former commander is a Bears fan, so know that.
Yes,
But-
there's that whole thing going on too.
But no, look, there's something.
And he's on this podcast.
There's
So
Good job, Mike. Anyways, thanks for pulling that up. That's a
But
fucking
we're on
superstar
the
right there.
Dallas is that Amari Cooper may be on the way out the door too. I mean, Dallas is I agree, Rob. They're a dumpster fire. Like where you're hearing rumor mill talk out of Dallas that they may
Right.
jettison Amari Cooper. It's ridiculous.
if they did that, if they got rid of Amari Cooper and they tried to put all their eggs in the basket with CeeDee Lamb, they're making a big freaking mistake.
Yeah,
but watch it happen because that's the most Dallas
You
thing
won't
ever.
input that if there's nothing for the original. That's only in there if it stereotypes it. So
Samantha,
since
what-
it says
what-
not detected for influenza A, you're not going to care for H1N1 or any of that nonsense.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave those blank.
Yeah, of course. Sorry about that.
And we're going
fellas.
to give him a DDR right when he gets done with this. Don't worry. But I mean, look at Rob. I get the predictions. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of free agent signings and player
The draft.
go. With the Bears move into a different defense, and I think our defense is better than yours. I
Yes.
like Kirk Cousins with the Vikings, and I think he should be a Viking because I think he earned his $80 million from you guys. He kept you guys somewhat relevant. You know what I mean? Your defense.
Kirk Cousins is already the fourth best quarterback in Minnesota franchise history since 1961. He plays another year, he'll pass Dante Culpepper. He'll be the third best ever. He's definitely earned the money, but they're already talking they're going to keep him and restructure him.
But your
Sounds
defense,
like Cutler talk.
your decline. So I'm like, bro, we need to fix our O line. We know that. But you guys have had a defense that's been in decline for 3 years, and you haven't done anything to address it.
No,
So-
and I know. And the bad thing about last year when it was just an absolute dumpster fire, the problem was the pressure up front with the D line. We had like 28 sacks or 30 sacks last year, somewhere in that neighborhood. We almost doubled that this year, but still couldn't close games out. Now, a lot of that was coaching. It was Mike Zimmer's defense calling that stupid prevent. And the game I like to always throw out as the example is when we played Detroit in Detroit. Came all the way back, took the lead, minute 41 left, kicked it to Detroit, went into prevent defense, and let them go 80 yards and score a touchdown on the last second of the game.
Greg.
Because anybody that's got a brain knows the prevent defense prevents you from winning. Now, there is some talent.
I'm going to get off here now. I have something
Thank
to
you.
say. I think the Green Bay, I think the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields is going to be the NFC North winners this year.
coming from a Lion fan, I love it. Thanks for tuning in, Darcy.
But there's aging players on the Vikings defense, and there's unhealthy players. The biggest significant emotional event, as we call it, Ken and David, in the military, it's a C, significant emotional event, is going to be when they have to cut Danielle Hunter because he cannot fucking stay healthy. Because that's $19 million against the cap right there. And you look at some of the aging players that are fan favorites like Anthony Barr. I would jettison Barr before I jettison Kendricks, but Kendricks having to do everything by himself for 2 years, it's worn him down. He has lost several steps because of that. You look at that. Harrison Smith is in mid-30s. I mean,
well, it's going to
we do have a good replacement for him in Cameron Bynum, but there's going to be some tough decisions on the defensive side of the ball. And everybody's like, well, you got to cut Kirk. No, I will almost guarantee you, Kirk Cousins, because they've already been leaking the information. Kirk Cousins is going to restructure. He's going to play for a team-friendly contract. They're going to move a lot of it to signing bonuses. That offense is set, and then they'll turn around and systematically work at fixing that defense with the holes that we have, and none bigger than corner. And I think on safety, even if Harrison Smith was to go, we have Cameron Bynum and then Xavier Woods. I really think you're looking at the cornerback position and you're looking at your linebackers. Because they got damn near 50 sacks this year. I mean, up until the last week of the season when we played the Bears, we were leading the league in sacks.
So Bob, years are you giving? Do you think they give Cousins on an extension restructure? I think they need to extend him as part of the restructure. How many years would you give Cousins?
Well, what I've been seeing that makes sense is you kick $20 million of it to a signing bonus, and I've seen several people say this. You kick $20 million of it to a signing bonus. You extend him for 4 years, and he plays for an average of right around $21 million a year. And here's an interesting stat: no team has ever won the Super Bowl when any quarterback has had more than 12.8% of the salary cap tied into them. No quarterback has ever done it. Not Tom Brady, not even Aaron Rodgers in that 2010 season. And if you do that and you stick $20 million in a signing bonus, you extend him for 4 years, and you restructure that thing properly, he is under that 12.8% hit towards your salary cap. You know, it's an interesting fact that a lot of people don't know. But no quarterback has ever won a Super Bowl when they've been paid more than 12.8% of the salary cap.
Well, Rob, I got an interesting fact for you. No Viking quarterback has ever won the Super Bowl either.
Right. we're well aware of it. So.
Sorry.
But if you do that deal with Cousins like that, the Vikings, like I said, you know, last year everybody's like, you're in salary cap hell, you can't do anything. Look at all the free agents we signed, and we gave them good contracts too. You know, brought in Dalvin Tomlinson, brought in Sheldon Richardson, brought in Xavier Woods, you know, brought in Rashad Breeland, even though he ended up not being a fit at all with the team and cost us several games. You know, they signed an ass ton of free agents last year. You know, the salary cap's a myth. Stop getting hung up on that. That any good GM, any good, you know, salary cap manager like Rob Brzezinski from the Vikings, they can handle that 100% of the time, Sunday through Sunday, every day of the week. That's not even an issue. It's you have the right people in place?
Here's the big thing, Rob. I think for all three teams represented here right now, the Bears, the Lions, and the Vikings, you know, all have gone through some bigger changes last year, this year. You know, we're obviously getting a defensive scheme change. We're going to get an offensive scheme change. The offensive scheme change, I'm not worried. I mean, you got a young quarterback. He's not ingrained. So it's not, you know, it's not like he has to unlearn a lot, put it that way. Defense, you know, switching the defenses for the guys, I think defensive scheme changes are the easiest because guys know how to play 3-4 and they know how to play 4-3 to professionals. Some do better in one than the other. I think this is an advantageous change for the Bears, but like the Lions have to basically now do what they couldn't do last year, and that's prepare for Goff. Because the way that went down, they weren't properly tooled for Goff. And for the Lions, you guys are getting, you know, with your regime change, you know, you're going to be getting new schemes too. And of course, the Packers, if it's the Jordan Love era, that's a huge shift in offensive scheme too, because a lot of the Rodgers stuff they probably can't do. So our division next year, when you look at it, the only thing you can look at and with any kind of reliability might be defenses, because I think offense, all four teams are going to be radically different.
But Ken, like I've been saying, the Lions the past 2 years, in my opinion, have had an A+ draft. They're up and coming. You look at the games they played this year, and it you know, they don't get the publicity the Vikings do, but you know, they were also in every damn game that they played except for like one or two, and that could have gone either way. They're an up-and-coming team, and you cannot sleep on the Lions.
No, look at the difference in this league, and you know what? God bless the Bengals because they make the argument for me. 4-win season last year, 4 wins for them last year. Where are they on Sunday?
I'm so rooting for the Bengals. I want to see a team that's never won it before win one. Oh my God, I'm so rooting for them. But now let's circle back to the Bears. I want to see what Justin Fields can do when he has an offensive line that's not absolute dog shit.
Yep. We all do.
You're going to see it next
We
year.
all do. That's the whole point of the Bears right now, right? We're
It-
hoping
it-
that
you
we
know,
haven't
the-
ever seen an O-line that was worth anything.
Yeah.
Now we
Yeah.
have a quarterback that we're all hopeful is going to be our star, and we're ready to see an O-line that's good.
We just need that
I
line.
think it makes a difference if you are able to get Akeem Hicks back. But
Hicks
other
isn't
than
coming
that,
back.
I mean,
The bridge has been burned. They burned him by not making him a captain on this whole
I think that
bullshit
was-
revolving captain thing anyway.
Look at this. I disagree. I think Hicks has to come back. And if you ask why does Hicks want to come back, ask Delvin Cook that question. Who's the one guy he just can't run the ball against in the entire league?
exactly. Dalvin Cook, the one nemesis that he has in the league that stops him is Akeem Hicks, because Akeem Hicks makes it a personal vendetta every time we play. If Akeem Hicks is in the game, Dalvin Cook is not running that fucking
No
ball.
one in the league can stop Delvin Cook, but Akeem Hicks can. Why would we get rid of him? I mean, it makes no sense for the Bears to get rid of Hicks.
Now, on the flip side, you have a superstar in Roquan Smith.
Yep.
You've got several guys. I think Eddie Jackson got exposed, and most of you guys have agreed to this, and you're off the Eddie Jackson bandwagon. So there's problems in the secondary. There's going to be issues here and there, but your defense is so solid. Your problem is the offense. You just literally have nothing.
So really, the Bears are one of these teams I would say are like a 1 to 2 player shift. We're 1 to 2 guys on the offensive line away from being what we expect them to be, because we have good running backs, we have good tight ends, we had a good wide receiving core. We'll see what happens in free agency, but they should feel a pretty good wide receiving core. So we're good at the skill player position. The only place this team really lacked last year, well, 2 things. We lacked in the O-line, which everyone in the world knows. And then the other thing we lacked in, like, I'm still on the Eddie Jackson train. I think a lot of the problems you saw with Eddie Jackson and the Bears secondary was more coaching related. Because first off, look, at Eddie Jackson was a tackler. He was a hitter. Then all of a sudden last year he's a shover. That's a coach thing, right?
Yep.
That's instruction. So I think, with the way they're talking, they want to hit, peanut punch it, all that good stuff. I think Jackson and this defense that we're going to allows Jackson to be freer. So
because Jackson is no Charles Tillman. He's not going to peanut punch anything.
So many people want to try to peanut punch it that they miss their tackles. Like, let's go back to
and
the
then you
get
just
your
fuck
fucking
yourself.
tackle before you try to knock the ball out. Like, that was great, but that's his thing, and you're not him. Tackle, make a good ready tackle.
But I think
Exactly. But let's get back to your offense, Ken. And I'm sorry, this screen is so small. Samantha, let's get back to your offense here. So you have Allen Robinson. I don't know what the status is there. You got Darnell Mooney. You've got Cole Kmet. You got a couple of younger guys, and you have David Montgomery. And I'm well known for coming on here and just trashing Iowa State players all the time because I'm an Iowa fan, but I only live 20 minutes from Iowa State, so I go and watch most of these guys. But I will admit that I have been wrong, and David Montgomery has actually, in the past couple of years, turned out to be a pretty good product. The same way that I was irritated when we grabbed Kane Gwangwu and everything, but shit, he's the first player in umpteen years on the Vikings that scored multiple, special teams touchdowns running kicks back, and he is fast as shit. Other than the offensive line, you guys think you have something with your skill position players. Okay, so if Allen Robinson is gone, Darnell Mooney becomes the number 1 wide receiver. I'm pretty shaky on what you guys got going on. Tell me about your actual skill players on offense and what they can contribute.
Right now, we have Kmet, we have Horsted, we have some good tight ends. Jeff James, we like him. I think he is good. Running back, we're good. Actually, we were an embarrassment of riches at running back last year. And really, we've got 2 on contract, and one of the other 2 that are free agent or good. When it comes to wide receiver, now that's our bigger question mark because Mooney's the only one on contract. We talked earlier. We think we'll re-sign Bird. We'll re-sign. The only one we think is probably gone for sure is A-Rob. However, for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking here. I think Juju Smith is a real possibility for the Bears. I would love to see Juju Smith-Schuster in a Bears uniform. I think if we sign Juju, or if the Cowboys just go off the deep end and let Amari Cooper go, I don't see why we don't go after Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
What?
We need a number one. If we get another Darnell and have, I would say Darnell Mooney's a, right? He's a 2 that's not quite a 1 yet. If we get
I can agree to that.
So if we get another Mooney-like guy, we don't need a true 1. Mooney's and a Bird, we're good. It's
Even the Grant.
Yeah. I think the entire conversation is moot unless the offensive line gets fixed. And I really think you have to focus free agency and the draft on trying to fix that O-line.
One or two.
I agree.
1 or 2 linemen. So, we said earlier, they probably need to go after 1 or 2 linemen in free agency, right? And then they can go after a receiver in free agency. And then the draft, they need to do rotational O-line, because look, you don't get drafted to O-line and expect them to start year 1. If you look at most O-line players, their first year is rotation and bench. And then they learn the position in the NFL by their second year, really. Yeah, some guys come in right away and start, but it's like I would say O-linemen are like NHL hockey prospects. You draft them thinking, I may not start this guy for 2 years. Okay? So there are some good ones in the draft. I know one kid from Virginia Tech. In fact, I just met him here in Gulf Breeze. He's a mid-round guy who'd be perfect for the Bears. I won't say his name because I don't want to out him that we had a nice little conversation and that he doesn't like Packers because he doesn't like cold weather. But, he would be a good guy. There are a couple, we had 2 rookies last year, and one was hurt most of the year, but one played almost a whole year starting. Our O-line is 1 to 2 guys away. I think if we sign even free agency and then sign a decent wide receiver like Odell Beckham, well, Odell's another story of whether or not he's available, but I think a Juju Smith-Schuster does it for us, and then we draft. And the draft, I'm thinking O-line, wide receiver, and secondary.
Yep.
And maybe linebacker.
Yeah, good points. It's getting to be about that time. I'm going to bump off here, but guys, good talking to you, David, Mike, Ken, sir.
It's always a pleasure to have you, Rob. Yep. We're going to have one more show, which is Super Bowl Sunday morning this Sunday. And then we won't be back until draft. So
that's what we're planning on doing the Vikings camp too. So it's all good. But hey, thanks for having me on tonight, Mike and Ken and you guys and everything. It's been fun. So
hey Rob, you're gonna like this one. I'm going to the field this weekend.
Are you really?
Yeah. Household 6 is making me go do some mandatory fun on the field.
Well, I have drill this weekend, so we're going to be doing normal green weekend drill stuff, but you have fun in the field.
Yeah, I'll be cooking s'mores and making fire.
Awesome. All right, love you guys. Take care. All right.
Yep.
Have a good one, Rob. Appreciate it. Yeah, I want to thank Dave for being on as well, and we'll be back Sunday morning. Appreciate it, Ken.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Frozen Tundra podcast.
Go, Pack, go!
Hump Day! Yeah! Welcome to the next episode of Halas Hall Report.
Stop, Bears.
Yeah!
Hey! You want Detroit Lions football? The hits, the action, the biting the kneecaps? It's all here. This is our show. Get ready for the Motor City Lions Talk Show.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Packers Show.
I was very happy on how our defense stepped up because the few weeks prior they haven't been doing so good.
Play fake. Cousins taking a deep shot. Jefferson's got separation, and he's got the catch inside the 40. Jefferson still going. See you later.
Welcome
Welcome to the Bears Show. It is game day. We are doing the live shows on Sunday mornings at 9:45 a.m.
It's showtime!
The final hour of the show, we allow every fan base on, considering Bear fans, Viking fans, Lion fans, even Bucks fans come on. So come check out the show.